Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. What world are we actually living in? The NHS has got some pretty weird, screwed up rules, and they need to be binned. For example, if you pray for a patient, you can be basically fired for discrimination. It is damaging and wrong and ideologically harmful for one person to pray for a patient. So if you went in and some grieving mother is sitting there and the baby's in the incubator or something, and the nurse says, "Oh, I'll pray for you," that nurse could lose her job just simply for saying that. This is the NHS today. This is absolutely bonkers. And what else is bonkers is that women don't get pregnant. Mothers aren't pregnant. Mothers don't give birth. Mothers don't have children. People do. People get pregnant. No, women get pregnant. I'm people. I'm never ever going to get pregnant. Ever. No matter how much I want. It's like out of Monty Python, isn't it? We are living in a Python-esque and Kafka-esque world. But what's truly, I think, tyrannical is that the NHS is imposing rules, and you're having to go on mandatory training for these rules, by the way. But they're imposing these rules that if any staff member, woman, female staff member, although how do you define female in the NHS? Nobody knows. But if any female staff member or patient is uncomfortable with sharing a room with a biological man, a bathroom, a toilet, a shower room, a changing room, with a biological man, they're deemed to be transphobic. That can lead to loss of job. So what they're saying is, if you want to stay working as a nurse, you've got to have a grown man exposing himself in your changing room, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if you complain, you lose your job. I think every single nurse, and I mean this genuinely, outside of intensive care, let them carry on. But every single nurse in Britain needs to go on strike and stay out on strike completely until these rules are changed. And see who folds first. Let me tell you, it won't be the nurses. It will be the government. It will be the medical managers. It will be the health secretary will fold first. To be told that you have to accept a biological man where you're changing, undressing, exposing yourself, being vulnerable. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you, is not a world I want to live in. And this is what happens with this diversity and equity and inclusion shite. They are endangering women. And the official policy of this government is that women are to be endangered. Women are to be treated as second-class citizens. You do not have the right to a safe space as a woman because some madman with a mental condition has got more rights than you. Men's rights are more important than women's rights. That's the world we're living in. It's not acceptable. It needs to change. We need to resist it. We need to change it. We need to cancel this. Their claim is it's an individual's choice to use whatever bathroom they see fit. Well, that's fine. Here's what we do, guys. Men, real men, proper men. Every single man goes in and uses a ladies' toilet, uses a ladies' changing room. Every single man does it. And then when the managers are in there, and you just walk in, right, love, morning, love, and you get, and just piss in the sink. Well, no, urinal, I'll piss in the sink. And do that. Just do that. And when they say, but you're a man, no. My look like a man. Decided I'm going to identify as a woman today. And you've got to respect that. And if you complain, then you're transphobic. And do that. Let's turn it. Let's weaponize their ideology. Let's turn their mad, evil, damaging ideology against them. It's the only way we're going to win. Now, when you're being, employed by the NHS, this is part of your training. You have to pass these courses. You have to understand the importance of these things and respect them. Well, I don't respect it. I don't respect anything that creates problems, that belittles women, that puts them in harm's way, because I don't want my mother, my wife, my sisters, my nieces, I don't want them in harm's way. Why should I expect any woman to be put in harm's way for the ideology of a mentally disturbed man who can never achieve what he desires, to be a woman? There was cases of women patients, female patients, being AR'd on a ward. The patient complained, the police were called, the police turned up, and the hospital said, no, it couldn't possibly have happened. It was a ladies' ward. It was a female-only ward. But there was a man in the ward, a man who pretended to be a woman, and then who AR'd this woman on the ward. And the hospital covered this up. So we know it happens. And it doesn't matter what bullshit and complete tossery that comes out of these complete wankers' mouths. We know this has happened. There's been cases of this. No man should be allowed into a female-only space. Wards, toilets, changing rooms, it doesn't matter. Screw them, screw their sense of whatever gender they pretend to be, and go simply on biological sex. And if you're biologically male, you are male. And that's it. Because it doesn't matter how many dresses you put on, how much lipstick and makeup you put on. Doesn't matter if you call yourself Susan. Doesn't matter if you have your cock cut off. You're still a man. You're just a strange, mentally ill man with no cock. Start acting like grown-ups. Start respecting the safety of women and stop pandering to these mad, dangerous, often child-abusing, complete bastards who exist in a world of their own creation where they think that because they want something so badly, we have to lie and pretend that it is real. Well, it's not real. You're men, and you're dangerous men, and you're often sexual aggressors. The government's own figures, 16 times more likely to commit a sexual crime if you're trans than if you're not. There's no denying it. That's not my opinion. That's the government's own opinions when you look at the numbers in jail for sex crimes. Go figure. The NHS needs to ban this practice, and the whole of the health service needs to make it clear, and the Ministry of Health needs to make it clear, and the Health Minister needs to make it clear. Wes Streeting needs to come out and say whether he believes in women's safety or not. But you know he won't, because he's a coward. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Speak soon. Bye.